Hi guys, welcome to another episode of I'm not saying sports.
Yep.
I'm hosting today. Our normal host's on vacation.
Yeah,
so,
and he hosted I hosted at his house, so he hosted my house. You know how it goes.
Yeah. Mark Jones, Blackstang1302,
And John Golem at _John_the_G.
It's a long one.
That is a long
Kind
one.
of a mouthful.
It is.
Maybe you should just go John the G with an underscore before and in between everything.
That was probably taken.
I don't know, just an idea. So anyways, we got a quick little one for you. Almost, and I'm not saying special, right?
I could be down with that.
Yeah.
Special.
So anyways, we're going to talk, what's up with LeBron? You know, why aren't the Showtime Lakers the Showtime again? That's all I'm saying.
They're missing the playoffs.
This will be the first time LeBron James will be missing the playoffs in his career, or
I think
his
I
rookie season,
want to say
he
his
missed?
second. I think either his first or second year he missed.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he proclaimed king, more like the queen. You know what I'm saying? He took Michael Jordan's number. He said, "I'm the next guy after Mike," and he thinks he's the GOAT. Well, everybody knows Mike's the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, some people are on the LeBron James bandwagon, but that's either people who were Heat fan, Cavs fan, definitely not Lakers fans,
and
definitely not Lakers
Yes,
fans.
and there was a bunch of bandwagon.
Heat
fans.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, three of the best players in the game at the time were on the same team.
Most of those fans were bandwagoners.
Yeah. Well,
I
larger.
don't want to
market,
sound
but,
like a hater, of course, but and then also the people who want to think like, oh, this era is the best. Well, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So LeBron's got to be the best because he's the best of this era.
Yeah.
Simple calculus.
So, yes. Well, what we're gonna hit on today is he still the best player in the NBA? Who else would you put up there? But I wanted to mention that he signed with the Lakers. He signed a 4-year deal. Why did he sign a 4-year deal? Because his son, if he does a one and done, he'll be drafted and LeBron will be a free agent. So that's why he wanted the 4-year deal. But ESPN, the 4-letter network, they kept saying the whole off season or lead up to the off season that LeBron James was he's gonna sign with the Warriors and he's gonna chase rings. He's gonna beat Michael Jordan rings. Well, where did he go? He signed with he ended up signing the largest contract per year to play for the Lakers, who I said weren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going to admit right here, I had them as the 3 seed. Completely wrong about that.
The 4-letter network said that they were going to, because the Lakers had LeBron, they were going to be playing in the finals. Well, anyways, they're not even going to make the playoffs. And this show predicted that. The 4-letter network doesn't predict stuff like this. This
Not
show
even
does.
close.
But anyways, so ESPN, I'm going to say it, they said LeBron James is going to go chase Jordan's rings and Boogie Cousins is going to sign on like the Orlando Magic or maybe even the Atlanta Hawks. They drafted four point guards. They needed a big.
And from what it's looking like now, the only rings that LeBron James is chasing of Jordan's, maybe his onion rings, but he's not getting any NBA championship rings.
They got a good deal at White Castle right now.
They do.
This episode brought to you by White Castle. But anyways, and then Boogie was going to break the bank, sign the biggest contract a big guy's ever had in NBA history. Well, guess what? He signed it for
$5.2 million.
Yeah, $5.2 million, and LeBron was making like $35 a year. So nice job, 4-letter network. But anyways, so the Lakers, what troubles have they had? Like, why have they not been able to win games? Why are they a bottom team in this league? When some people thought they'd be in the finals.
Well, if you listen to what the 4-letter network saying is saying, then the only reason that they're struggling is because these young players are in fear of their lives that LeBron's going to trade them.
Yeah, so personally, that's kind of a I can't think of the best term. Maybe like a almost two-way street, I want to say. I mean, it's little too, lack of a better term, two-way street. Because that also could motivate you to be better.
Yeah.
And it could also, put you in the corner of the locker room.
Which, if this 4-letter network is right, and that is the dying factor, then that clearly hasn't worked because it hasn't motivated anybody.
No.
From what it seems.
No, it has not. Another fault they've had, they have one shooter on the team, Josh Hart, who's been injured the second half of the season, and LeBron James, look at every team he's been on, the Cavs. Look at the reason he won his first championship. He won his first championship because Tim Duncan was not in to rebound, but one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. They missed the shot. LeBron missed the shot. Tim Duncan was not in because he was at the end of his career, defensive liability. So Chris Bosh tipped the ball to Ray Allen, best corner three-point shooter in NBA history.
It's undeniable.
And a shooter. Before that, it was Shane Battier was on that team too.
Yes,
he was in the other corner, and
defender who was also a great shooter.
And then he goes to the Cavs. They trade for Kyle Korver, the best floor spacer in the league. Some people might say Steph Curry, but Steph Curry is more of a playmaker than an actual floor spacer.
Steph Curry, I think, is more of just like a pull-up jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Like
anywhere
exactly. On the court, you can pull up, jump shot. It's
playmaker, scoring playmaker.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he's got no shooters. He's got one shooter who's been injured half the season. Signing Lance Stevenson, a defensive-minded player that will have some spurts, some stretches where he scores a lot.
Yeah.
But he's kind of more the X factor. Like if he's playing good, you'll
and you can kind of say the same about Kyle Kuzma, who's even like more of like a threat to other teams because he actually puts up big numbers.
Well, Kyle Kuzma's the second option on this scoring option on this team, and he's like he has the same exact style of play as LeBron, more of like a to the basket type of guy, and then he'll take the jumper if he's open, much like LeBron, But in LeBron, that's another thing. Michael Jordan, going back to him. He developed a jumper at this point in his life, much earlier than 34-year-old season, correct?
Something around there.
So, he was already making jumpers consistently.
Yes,
now,
LeBron's developed a jumper compared to early in his career.
Yes.
Early in his career, LeBron was just drive to the basket, ball goes in somehow.
Well, he's just so huge.
Didn't have to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Like, ever since, even when he went to the Heat, he started to kind of need to shoot a little bit more, so he developed a jump shot because that.
Well, they had other players that could do.
That being said, he still hasn't developed like that great of a jumper. It's above average, but above average is what I'd leave it at.
Yeah, I heard actually on the radio that he's actually has 1% worse 3-point percentage than Kevin Durant, but
Kevin Durant's also elite.
Yes, the Warriors they're just kind of a good mess too. I mean, that's for another video. We're not going to worry about that. Not one ball for too many players. But anyways, another kind of bad signing for the Heat. Or not for the Heat. Sorry, we're not. I'm still thinking
we're lost in time.
Shane Battier and Mike Miller. Best signing the Heat ever had was Chris the Birdman Anderson. By the way, just wanted to put that out there. Of the LeBron era. Greg Oden. No, I'm just kidding. Rajon Rondo, just another point guard that needs the ball in his hand. So LeBron at point. Who's the other point guard? The guy they drafted, Lonzo Ball.
Yes.
He's a point guard that needs the ball in his hand. LeBron, if he doesn't have the ball in his hand, he's not on the floor.
Well, actually, the thing with Lonzo Ball, what I feel is he was almost like he was the number 2 overall pick, not because this guy's gonna put up the box score stats, but people thought this is the type of guy who doesn't need the ball in his hand to be productive. Like he can set screens, he can pass the ball well, he can rebound well.
100%, yes, but his offensive game, in order to be effective offensively, the screens and whatnot, that's more off-ball stuff. But he in order to be making plays, he's a point guard. He's more of a pass-first point guard. He's not a true scorer.
That's true.
Between Lonzo, LeBron, and Rajon Rondo, there's 3 people that consistently want to run the show. They want to run the show.
Yes.
And Now, I think Lonzo could be a Rajon Rondo in the future.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not there yet.
Because remember, in Rondo, like Lonzo, people think like, oh, this guy's such a great rebounder. He's only a point guard. That was Rondo in his prime. Rajon Rondo was a triple doubles master.
There was a point in time. This is before Russell Westbrook finally became good. Because I'd take a 22-year-old Derrick Rose over a 28-year-old Russell Westbrook, because at 22 years old, LeBron or D Rose was better than Russell Westbrook at 28.
Yeah,
One MVP at 22 years
MVPs.
old. Yeah, both MVP seasons. Derrick Rose was younger and better. That's for another video. What went wrong with the 2011 Bulls? And why couldn't Tom Thibodeau bring them back together in Minnesota?
That is another topic for another video.
We will get there. It's on the docket. And then they gave a sizable contract. I think it was the exact same. It was like $5 million for 1 year for JaVale McGee, who's great defensively, but offensively, I mean, again, not a shooter because he's a big, and offensively, he's just really a screener.
And JaVale, what's up with the hair?
Yeah, dude. He was out of the league for a little while, and he kind of came back a little weird. So,
yeah.
I don't know. That's whatever. But what else about this older... Michael Jordan had retired multiple times already at his 34 season.
Yes.
You want to go into that, John?
So
the comparison?
Yes. So Michael Jordan's 37. So first off, before I get this started, I would just like to specify the game of basketball was completely different in both of those eras. Right now is such a quicker pace, so there's like each player, like the average player now is going to have more points, more assists, more rebounds, more steals, and more blocks.
Scoring is significantly up.
Yes, just because the scoring's up and it's a way faster paced game. Does that make it any better or worse? Someone who does analytics, please comment below.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your feedback, by the way. You guys have been giving us some very good feedback lately. Another thing with Michael Jordan, why he developed a jump shot is because he had to deal with hand checking. So if he drive to the basket, the guy could physically push him away. And that's something that LeBron has never had to deal with.
There are way more fouls called now, especially like driving into the lane, than there were back in Jordan's time.
James Harden is the best at drawing fouls, driving the lane.
Oh, absolutely.
For another video, so we'll get there. It's on the docket.
Yeah. So anyways, so in his age 34 season, Michael Jordan averaged more points per game and on, I believe, less shot attempts. I don't know that. Don't quote me on that.
You analytics people out there,
yes,
deep.
Please help us.
We're looking to hire an analytical guy because we need somebody who can dig deep into the stats.
Yeah, could be Yuctum. Where the hell is he?
Andrew, isn't that what you're going to school for? You want to be in these videos, don't you? Please comment below.
Yes. Anyways, so we got Jordan averaging more points per game in his age 34 season. But this is at the end of his career. But Jordan still leads the league in points per game back in this day. Keep in mind, right now, LeBron James has like 27 points per game.
Very good.
Very good. James Harden has 36 point something. 36 and some change.
James Harden's averaging like 7 points higher than 7 points higher than the next highest guy. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yes.
A lot of people think like Paul George MVP, Giannis. Now, I predicted Giannis would win MVP last year on this station. Didn't come true. But when James Harden's just,
I'm agreeing with you there.
Night in, night out.
I can't see James Harden not winning it.
Yeah.
Harden's having that good of a year.
Yes.
But anyways, as I was saying, Jordan led the league in points per game. It was 28 point something, and that was with less scoring per game. Now,
so 1 point higher than LeBron is currently averaging at the same age.
I think slightly more than one. Yes.
Yeah, 1 point.
But
whatever.
And with LeBron's era, there's more scoring. So on
more
paper,
shot attempts.
More shot attempts. On paper, LeBron should have more.
Yeah, that would totally make sense. And now, so LeBron's missing the playoffs. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
whereas Jordan won the championship this year.
His 34 season.
Yes, his 34 season.
Yeah. And he retired.
And he won the Finals MVP.
Yes. And the Four Letter Network said that LeBron being LeBron, even though he went to the East, which is a much harder conference, was because he's LeBron. Yeah, yes. Because he's LeBron, he's going to be in the finals. You know, it's him and the Warriors in the conference finals, and then because he's LeBron, he'd win.
Yes.
Because the Lakers are more talented. Now, what happened with this this whole Anthony Davis is coming to the Lakers?
Yeah, so the Lakers, i.e. LeBron, maybe LeBron, maybe not.
Now, Magic has to be at fault, too.
Yes.
Because he doesn't keep a tight ship over there.
Yeah, supposedly they offered every non-LeBron player and like 2 first-rounders.
For Anthony
Pels
Davis.
didn't want a part of that.
Yeah, for Anthony Davis. Now, when we predicted about LeBron, me personally, when I predicted about LeBron going to the Lakers, I said, why? This is a much worse option because at the deadline last year, all the good players on the Lakers were traded to the Cavs. Now, the Lakers have very good young, up-and-coming players.
And in the offseason...
But they're not there yet.
And in the offseason, bye-bye Julius Randle.
Yeah, Julius Randle's averaging like 23 points a game. He was a guy that at the power forward position runs the offense too. He can dribble the ball. I mean, he's a very fun player to watch. But in order to make that cap room for LeBron, they had to part ways with him because he was restricted free agent.
Yeah, except he was restricted. They decided not to keep him
Because he would cost too much.
Yeah, and I believe between Magic and is it Luke Walton their coach?
Luke Walton's
their coach. One of them really wanted to keep Randall, and who was the other free agent they lost?
I'm drawing a blank. I know they brought back Caldwell Pope, which was a really good re-signing, but they don't play him enough.
Yeah, but they wanted to keep Julius Randle and the other free agent they lost. But the other one was like, nope, we got to get in JaVale, we got to get in Rondo, and we got to get in Stevenson or whoever else they brought in.
Stevenson they brought in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's try wrapping this video up because I think we've gone on a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Michael Jordan won 3 championships, took 2 years off. A lot of people say it was because gambling against the NBA, and he was suspended for 2 years by the league. Whatever.
No. I mean, like the NBA wouldn't suspend their highest revenue earning player.
Silver, one of the worst commissioners outside of Roger Goodell,
wouldn't suspend their highest earning player for something that the media and fans don't even know about. That doesn't make sense.
Yes. And then he came back after 2 years. He came back and won 3 more championships,
yes.
and then retired. Now he won the championship, like you said, at his 34th season.
Yes,
won MVP.
Yes,
not World Series MVP.
No, he
fast approaching baseball season.
He won the Finals MVP.
MVP.
I believe he won the regular season MVP. I'm not so sure about that.
A lot of good players towards the end of his career.
Yeah. So it could have very well been. Someone like Hakeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley.
I don't know if Charles Barkley
ever won it. Yeah,
he's like the best player never to win anything.
Okay.
Well, also Tracy McGrady, but that's another video.
Yeah. So someone else could have won it. I wish I knew that. Would you like to try?
We need an analytical guy to dig deep into these stats for us.
Yeah. Should be me. My bad.
It's okay.
But anyways, so I was going to say also, Michael Jordan, in addition to this, Finals MVP we mentioned, first team All Defense.
LeBron James has never been
on first team All Defense.
Never
and
once.
Michael Jordan has
been on second team a couple times.
Yeah. But Michael Jordan's won Defensive Player of the Year before.
Multiple. I think he won it twice, I believe.
If we're still saying that LeBron was better player than Jordan, what proof do we have? Clearly inferior on defense.
At the age 34 season.
And
just looking at the age 34 season.
Also inferior on offense. We've kind of discussed this.
With the points, averaging less points.
His career points per game is like 3 less than Jordan's. Maybe even more.
Yeah, so anyways.
He's past Jordan in points, but he played like over 100 more games.
Seasons, yes.
It was over 100 more games.
Yeah.
That Jordan has.
Yeah, he had an earlier start.
He had an earlier start. He didn't take any pauses.
Yep. And now another thing, Michael took, I believe, 4 seasons off and then joined the
Washington Wizards.
Wizards, and that's when he missed the playoffs. That's the first time he missed the playoffs once he became the best player.
Yeah. I mean, his rookie year, he missed it.
Yes, his rookie year. I believe LeBron. I think it was his sophomore year he missed it.
One of the two.
But then he went to the finals the next year in 05.
Yes.
So it's kind of whatever. But anyways, he lost to the Tim Duncan. So Tim Duncan and LeBron have had kind of a finals rivalry. They played in like 2 in a row later, and then okay. Anyways. But anyways, so LeBron, he's not really the best player in the league anymore. He's been the best player in the world for a while.
Yes.
So to wrap this up, who would you say maybe like a 1 and a 2 best player in, we'll say, the world? Because LeBron doesn't have that title anymore. The Queen doesn't have that title anymore.
I'm sure you're going this as well. I gotta go Harden Giannis. Harden's averaging over 36 points a game, gets sky-high assists. And people talk about his struggle on defense. I don't really think they're as pronounced. He's as good, if not even better, on defense than Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And no one talks about him not being good on defense.
James Harden.
So James Harden clearly doesn't really have that much of a weakness, and he has nothing but strengths.
If James Harden, late in the game, if he wants to defend, he defends. But he's a very lazy defender because he wants to score. You know? It's the same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony played zone defense in college, so he didn't really know how to play defense until later in his career.
Yeah, and then Giannis Antetokounmpo, great at everything. Maybe not shooting, but
like a pure jumper.
Maybe not jump shooting, but who really cares if you're still going to average this many points per game?
Yeah. So I'm going best 1-2 players in the world. I mean, I'm probably going Giannis number 1 just because at all phases of the game he's phenomenal. I mean, he's taken kind of bum Milwaukee Bucks teams. Yeah. He's never won a playoff series, or I believe he won one last year. But he hasn't had any playoff success. But he's still only I think he's 23.
24 maybe.
Yeah, he might have just had his birthday. Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's so much potential, much potential even now.
Absolutely.
Even now, like he's still on the incline. And then my number 2, I'm actually going away from you. I'm going Anthony Davis. I mean, defensively, he's just so much better than everybody else in his position.
Pick.
Everybody else he defends the guy with the ball and his guy at the exact same time.
Yeah,
and he's a mid-range jump shooter with a very high field goal percentage and towards the top of the league in points.
Yeah, I remember back when he played Kentucky. I watched that the NCAA finals that game. And Anthony Davis was blocking everything. He had like 8, if not more, blocks that game. He was swatting everything away. As soon as I watched that, I knew it was like, okay, this guy's gonna be elite defender.
Third freshman to win the Final Four MVP.
Yeah.
Carmelo was the guy before him, and I think I wanted to say Kirk Heinrich, but Kirk Heinrich played Melo in that game.
And
was not a freshman.
Yeah, and it just so happened too that his offense developed way better than expected, and now he's one of the few best players in the NBA.
Yes. When you were saying college, I think we were freshmen when they won the thing. I believe. I'm not 100. Maybe it was 8th grade.
I think it was freshman year.
I remember the first Kentucky game I saw. He had 10 blocks in the first half, and I was like, "Oh my god, this team's winning it!" And they ended up winning it.
Yeah.
And he only scored, I think, 12 points.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't score very many points.
But he had all the blocks.
I think MKG was their big scorer.
Yeah. Yes, he was. And then Darius Miller, he actually led the team in points.
Did he?
But he was their 6th man.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. And but all right, thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This video is a little longer than expected, but thanks.
That always happens.
Yeah.
Never doesn't, so
we'll try.
That is something you can count on.
Yeah, we'll try condensing it, but probably won't happen. All right. Thanks, like, subscribe.